Hello, friends. I'm trying to get my mind around the reality that Amos has turned 30. It's quite a milestone. There were, after all, plenty of days when we feared it might not survive 1 year, 5 years. But here we are, 30 years later. It's exciting. It all began with a gathering of clergy called together by the Catholic bishop at the diocese office downtown to provide a platform for Tom Holler, an Industrial Areas Foundation regional trainer from Omaha. After his presentation, there was a Q&A time and an invitation for feedback. When it came my turn, I noted that the church is pretty good about putting out fires, feeding the hungry, housing the homeless. But we aren't so good at addressing those policies that create the hunger and the homelessness and the joblessness. We aren't so good at addressing those policies that push healthcare out of reach. But this effort, it sounded to me like it could be a way, instead of putting out fires, a prophetic way to maybe light a few. Organizing shortly began, spearheaded by a group of judicatory leaders, a small circle of Catholic and Lutheran and Methodist bishops, Rabbi Stephen Fink, David Ruey from Plymouth, and me, meeting every few weeks at Temple B'nai Jeshurun. Along the way, somebody in that circle suggested the acronym AMOS, a sort of double entendre calling to mind the Hebrew prophet, while also making explicit our identity as a metropolitan organizing strategy. Later, of course, with growth, that metropolitan part was replaced with Mid-Iowa. First Christian was immediately and actively involved. Bill Carlson and I attended a 10-day national training seminar in Baltimore. Back home, we organized one-on-ones and house meetings. We participated in working groups with other congregations who were taking part with Amos. The first issue that gripped the nascent organization was flooding in the southeast bottoms of Des Moines, a historically neglected neighborhood in the community. We researched, we listened, we gathered stories, we attended and spoke at city council meetings, and ultimately we secured from the council their promise to fund a drainage study that we had learned presaged any further attention and improvements. Healthcare access was the next major initiative, reviewing hospital financial aid policies and procedures. We ultimately secured positive changes in Methodist hospitals' policy. And at Mercy, we not only impacted dramatically their particular policy, but saw their new policy crafted with our involvement upstreamed to all the hospitals in the Catholic Health Initiatives system, which operated Mercy at the time. Job training soon became a major focus, and then school interventions and more. Amos became a transformative partner for our particular congregation as well, influencing how we worked with each other, how we built significant relationships with other congregations, and helping us to develop muscles for constructive public witness that too easily can atrophy. For me personally, Amos taught me some important life lessons, like the need to be every bit as knowledgeable, if not more so, on the subject at hand as the most knowledgeable person in the room. Like the wisdom that there are no permanent enemies and no permanent friends. And so don't tie your hands and don't burn bridges. Like the essential difference between agitation, which after all cleans clothes and polishes rocks and brings about change, and to irritation, which usually just annoys. But neither I nor the member congregations have been the primary beneficiaries of AMOS's efforts. Because of its diligence, people have work skills and living wage jobs. They have access to health care. They have houses that don't flood. They have access to a model skateboard park downtown. And well, you know the issues that you've been involved in. It's important work. It's good work. It's day in and day out productive work. I'm grateful that 30 years on, AMOS is still busy, actively making a difference, still learning and growing, agitating, and standing in the tragic gap between the way the world is and the way God calls it to be. Happy birthday, AMOS. I look forward to what the next 30 years holds in store. Bye-bye.